This is absolutely Essendon, the Bombers YouTube fan channel that stuck with the club through every rebuild, reroute and random disaster. And today's episode, though, just might feel that little bit different. The draft, well, it's a wrap. And miracle of miracles, things kind of fell our way. We've got 5 fresh young Bomber faces with big engines, full of optimism. God bless them. So as we take stock of the off-season, let's just say it feels like a good time to pause, take a breath and appreciate the ride. Let's do that. First of all, right off the bat, no mucking around. We deeply apologise for the quality of our last upload, in particular the sound quality. The out-of-syncness would have been incredibly frustrating. It was like a C-grade kung fu movie. There was... it would have been hard to watch. If you're listening to it, not a problem. But if you try and watch, what the heck happened there, DT?
Not quite sure. Modern technology failing us one more time. You know, it certainly wasn't our fault, was it? You know,
no, it wouldn't be our fault. But if it's happened again today,
it won't. Well, maybe it will, but we will try our best to avoid that.
Well, yes,
but maybe just turn the vision off and just listen to it with some earplugs, whatever you call them these days.
Or just imagine us with, samurai swords or, if you want to fight.
You'll fight me.
Fight. Yeah, exactly. All right. Okay. There is a lot to
Before we kick off, I just want to say cheerio to the lovely lady who I met down at the Melt Cafe in Toorak Village earlier today.
Toorak Village, mate.
Yes.
What were you doing in that part of the world?
Just seeing how the other half live.
Right.
And, people who have a successful YouTube channel have all moved into Toorak. So I wanted to see how that all worked out. And a lovely lady said, you're the Essendon guy.
Is that what they know?
There you go. I mean, a lifelong ambition has been fulfilled.
You're the Essendon guy, I'm the other guy, and it just works.
So hi to you. I didn't catch your name, but you mentioned you were a big fan of the channel and tuned in every week. So lovely to see you.
That is nice.
Next time you're down at Melt, maybe we will catch up again.
Lovely. All right, there's an offer. Okay,
that's Melt. Have you had these cheese sandwiches like a heart attack in a paper bag?
No. Is it good quality cheese or that orange cheese?
I don't know what. It's sort of like fluorescent, actually.
Yeah. See, then that could be an issue. But otherwise, we should get some sponsorship from Melt now after that massive plug. Yep. All right. The draft, it's been and done. Wednesday and Thursday night, and as I mentioned in the intro, kind of feels like it worked out for us.
Did you watch it? Did you tune in?
I did. Yes, I did. I missed the bit. I did miss a bit of the start on the Wednesday night.
Yeah.
I love the drama. Love all the stats. Love all the plays like.
It's not the most riveting viewing, is it?
No. Well,
there was how many bids for players in the first 5 or 6 selections, and we had to sit and wait another 5 minutes for each one of those bids. That system has to change, I'm telling you. It has to change.
Yeah.
We might get to that. We might talk about is the draft reasonable, fair, equitable, or is it completely compromised?
Or a bit banged up. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Okay, so first cab off the rank is the performance of Matt Rosa. We were expecting a lot going into this. Now, you know me, I don't know the draft ins and outs as well as you do, but intuitively feel the vibe, if you like. Feels like we had a bit of a plan. It feels like there was a bit of strategy. It feels like we approached it with a good balance of opportunism and posture. And things kind of fell our way. But now, am I imagining that? Ooh. Is it because I want to believe that? What is it? Unpack it.
Firstly, can I just say, Matt Rosa, it's been a while, but I think I finally worked out who he reminds me of.
Right.
It's that Count Dracula from Sesame Street.
Yeah, okay.
Does that work for you?
Yeah.
It's been gnawing on me, and then it suddenly dawned on me that he's the count.
The hair, the face, the teeth.
There's something
which
about
bit?
him.
Which bit in particular?
Well, I tell you what, he sucked the blood out of the draft on Wednesday night, and Essendon did very well, very well.
Yes.
I think, unlike previous years where our drafting strategy appears to be a passion project for a certain individual, each year our good friend Adrian would have a theme. He would have a small person's theme one year and he'd have a tall person's theme the next year. None of it actually ever had any relationship to list balance. I feel like we actually have a strategy going on at the moment, and it's not just this year. I think it's really been the last 2 seasons, and you got the sense that they're working towards an outcome that might take 4 years, 5 years to build this list up to being truly threatening to the top 4, top 8.
Yeah.
And this year was the year of the sort of certainly the larger sized mids, particularly with Roby and Sharp. Yeah. And also we picked up a very, very elegant looking halfback come midfielder in Farrow, as well as a couple of later picks that both look really promising as well in the Condog.
So
Condo Giannis.
Right, do you think that'll be his...
it's got to be, right?
His nickname will be Condi.
Condi or
I think so.
Condi. Because he'll be playing near Red Dog.
Yeah, maybe. But you bring up a point.
And Al Ashkar as well.
Yes, indeed. Well, so, yes, full of potential. And, yes, I am excited. And, the vibes are good. And a lot of people are comparing it to the predecessor, List Manager, and... how we were pumped in 2020. We were very, very pumped back then.
Right.
But the proof is in the pudding. So how are we getting a little too excited? Because this is peak delusion time of the year. This is what happens.
Yeah.
It's what we do so well as a club. Well, as a fan base.
I think 2020, and we all know 2020 was the last time we had 3 first-round picks. I think they were all in the top 10. And, of course, we picked Perkins, Reid and Cox that year. So I think on the surface you've got to say that hasn't been the most successful draft. Still jury out a little bit on Reid, who we know has shown tremendous potential but just can't keep fit. Perkins is a 100-gamer already, so you've got 100 games out of him, but never quite reached the heights that we thought he would. And Coxie, who's had a lot of injury issues, thankfully seems to be fit and well. And in fact, I posted a picture of him on our X page, our Twitter page, looking pretty buffed.
Oh, really? How are the arms looking?
Well, more impressive than a strand of spaghetti.
Right. Okay.
He actually looks like he's put on a bit of size. So perhaps our new strength and conditioning team are having some impact there. So, but generally speaking, I guess there's every cause for us to be a little sceptical about how the draft has worked because, frankly, under the Dodoro regime, we never really hit it out of the park. There's still our squad lacks superstar players. I mean, apart from Merritt, we don't really have an elite player. And Merritt, ironically, was taken around pick 27 or 28 or something like that. So he wasn't even a top 10 pick.
Yeah.
This time around, I get the sense that we've done a lot of homework and... is that your phone or mine?
That'd be yours.
Okay. But we've done a lot of homework, and I think these selections were not accidental. I think they planned the night very well to the point where I think during the night they did take a bit of a chance in letting Melbourne have a crack at Dyson Sharp before we had the opportunity to pick him.
Yeah.
Melbourne didn't. They didn't take him, and we got him at pick 13, which is somewhat of a miracle, to be honest, because I think Dyson Sharp is tremendously undervalued at pick 13.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's... so they took a bit of a gamble, and that paid off. So you got to like that. But isn't that the whole issue though with the draft? And that's always why I'm always a little bit not cynical, a little bit doubtful, because you've got players that may have started the year really strong and then just have a bit of a quiet patch, and that sees their rankings drop. Then you've got someone like Roby.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we made the wrong call, but who has just shot out of the blocks in purple patch of form, and his shares are rising significantly. So there's a lot to take in, you know, and that player at number 44 could have just, you know, been going through a bit of development and may come out and be that Brownlow medalist. Sure. As much as we like to think we got, you know, one or two of them.
Yeah, look, I think there's definitely some risk with Roby because he doesn't have that sort of CV or that track record of a lot of the other top draftees. You know, he did sort of come out of nowhere, and many people are saying the biggest bolter in the draft in history. So, but, you know, the form was definitely there, and you know, he was incredibly impressive towards the end of the season and in his competitions. And, you know, look, he was going to go in the top group of players one way or another. I may be a little surprised that Richmond didn't take him. I think when Richmond took Sam Grill, there was a lot of cheering amongst the Essendon world, knowing that meant we could get our hands on Roby. So, you know, I don't think we could be disappointed with him. He looks like an absolute beast.
Yeah.
And you know, at 18 years old, he's already big guy.
Yeah.
And looks very ready to play AFL football, in my opinion.
He does, with that upside. And you know what else he's got? He's got that nice, deep Russell Crowe voice.
He has.
Have you noticed? He's got he's got that father to a murdered son.
He has.
Husband to a murdered wife, all that. So
all three of those lads, I thought, you know, really presented themselves well. They spoke really well. Dyson Sharp was the captain of the South Australian championship team that won the underage championships, the under-18 championships.
Yeah.
First time in many years for South Australia. And from all reports is just a phenomenal leader at his age. So we've picked up a guy there who could very well be a future captain of Essendon. He's got to keep that moustache, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's rocking a mean moustache at 18 years old.
I would have thought so. He's the one that they're saying is ready-made, right?
Yeah.
It's always that balance between ready-made but still have upside.
Right.
You'd love to get both. Often it's
I thought he
it's
played
not possible.
senior football in South Australia, so in the SANFL. So yeah, he's already played against sort of men, and Farrow also played a bit of senior footy in the Waffle.
Is he the left footer?
He is.
Is he the one with the precision?
It's like a laser. Yeah, I mean,
kick.
Look, so Farrow, let's talk a bit about Jacob Farrow. I mean, I guess a bit of a surprise when we took him. I think a lot of people felt we might have gone for Xavier Taylor,
right?
Who was another sort of tall defender. Although Farrow is not necessarily tall. I think he's about 191, 192 centimetres.
Yeah.
So he's sort of a in between kind of defender that can play on the bigs or smalls, but you know his disposal of the football is already elite. He has that classic left foot kicking style that looks just so smooth. I'm really excited to see Essendon targeting those kind of skill sets, because a lot of the players we've drafted over the years have not necessarily been fantastic kickers of the footy.
No.
And that should be pretty much, the first tick of the box, right? Can kick. So Farrow definitely can. And as a player who looks like he'll start across the half-back line, we've got some real options there now with Archie Roberts, obviously Redmond on the other flank, and now Farrow potentially pushing for a slot across that half-back
Is
flank.
he the player that watches every game of football?
Apparently he watches every game, puts the record button on the VCR. And
that is keen. I love he's studying it.
A football nut.
Like a scientist.
And he has every football jumper in his collection. So, the other two were both Essendon supporters, so they both had Essendon footy jumpers.
Yeah, I heard about that. He has every jumper.
But he's got every football jumper in his collection.
But tell me this, someone that studies it like that, right, forensically, when you're watching that much football, do you think that helps your decision-making in a clutch moment?
Look, I'm sure it does. I mean, if you're watching consistently the best players going about their business, you're going to be taking some notes. you're going to be looking at how Bontempelli sets up at the centre square bounce. What sort of blocks does, Libba put on to allow the Bont to move through and grab it. These guys have got to pick up. So I know Zach Merritt watches a lot of footy as well, and it's certainly done him no harm.
No.
Because he's a fantastic footballer.
Yes.
A fantastic Essendon footballer, by the way.
That's right.
Mitch. So Farrow and Sharp. And, of course, later on in the draft, look, let's talk a little bit about Adam Swade.
Oh, yeah. I feel for him. Should I feel for him? I really feel for him.
I don't know whether you should feel for him. He got selected by an AFL club on his own merits.
Right.
So,
And who arguably heading towards success
Correct.
a lot sooner than us.
Absolutely.
So he kind of could be blessed.
He might be playing finals footy before any of his former
He's going to buy a Powerball ticket.
But look, Swade has been at the club since he was 13. As a part of the NGA, the Next Generation Academy. Look, he must have been disappointed. From what I understand, the club was very transparent with him throughout the process.
Right.
Saying that, should it come down to another club bidding for him, we may not be able to take the chance and match
right.
that.
Okay.
And as it turned out...
So he knew that going in,
I think he was somewhat aware of it. And as it turned out, I think Essendon were hoping that he would just slide through to their pick 36.
Right.
Didn't happen. Fremantle came in with a bid at 25. Essendon declined the opportunity to match because they would have had to have gone into a points deficit on future picks, and they just weren't prepared to do that. Yeah. So congratulations to Swady.
Yes.
He now goes over and lines up with Patrick Voss.
Yes.
Former
Vossi
player.
Who loved sticking it to us last year.
Yeah.
I take your point, because Swady, if no one else had a bid for him and we took him, then you'd be thinking, why didn't anyone else want him?
So that's a decent point. I mean, look, he was touted to go in the mid-20s, and that's where he went. I think Essendon knew that they just didn't have the draft capital to be able to match the bid. Now, where is the criticism I have of Essendon is they could have seen this coming from quite a way off, and perhaps might have wanted to have been a bit more aggressive during the trade period to actually get a few third-round picks as backup, because we traded out our picks in the 20s for pick 9 from Carlton. So once we did that, pick 30, 27 and 21 went to Carlton.
Yes.
And we got back the pick 9, which, by the way, came from Hawthorn, so thanks for that, Hawthorn. But the minute we did that was pretty much consigning Adam Swade to a luck of the draw situation, because we didn't have the draft capital to match a bid for him in the 20s.
Yeah, okay.
It was as simple as that. So, but here's the thing. Adam Swade or Dyson Sharp? Because we got Dyson Sharp on the basis of having traded out picks 30, 27 and 21 to get Carlton's pick 9, which subsequently became pick 13 after Academy bids pushed it out. So I'm going to be really brutal and say I would take Dyson Sharp in a heartbeat. It would have been great if we'd got all of them. And in the end we got El Achkar as well. So him and Swade, of course, are linked together, of playing together for many years. It didn't happen. Good luck to Swady. I hope he has a fantastic career, and maybe one day he will make his way back to Windy Hill.
Yeah, who knows?
But for now, at least, we bid him farewell. Yes. And then we got the Greek god, Max, you can say his name, Kondogiannis.
Kondogiannis? Is that what it is? We're going to have to learn that.
And then finally, last pick, I think we matched the pick, the bid for El Achkar. With our last pick, because it was the last pick, it doesn't matter if it meets the point level or not. So in the end, 5 good pickups, 5 very good pickups, and I think really, we've got a lot of good times ahead of us with that group of players.
So I mean, it just does feel that the strategy has been to avoid more mediocrity in terms of the list and go for gold with that, especially with Sharp. So you've got to applaud that approach. Who knows how it works out? May backfire, but hopefully not. Hopefully not.
Well, I mean, look, I can't see any... there's obviously still weaknesses in the list. But if you're looking at it as it is today, we have got a good depth of tall defenders, good depth in the midfield now, and we have a pretty good depth of tall, medium-sized forwards. And with Al Ashkar joining Kako, both good mates, we have a couple of very good small forwards. The question about our list is not the numbers in the different categories, it's whether they're going to be good enough. And so when we look at the forward line in particular, there's obviously Caddy and Wright, and then in the background you've got McMahon, May, Edwards.
Yeah.
We don't know whether these guys are going to actually become 200 game players. They've come from different pathways to get to an AFL list.
Yeah.
The interesting thing will be, will any of those guys step up to become, really solid 50-goal a season players? That's the question mark. Yeah. Our forward line is still a work in progress, I think.
Yeah. I would
So next year, maybe that's
yes.
the angle as we pursue perhaps free agency next year to attract potentially a key forward into the list to build upon the sort of youth that we're developing at the moment.
Yeah, okay. And so to wrap up the whole draft discussion, because there's a lot of people sort of saying that, if the AFL is trying to sort of bring about this equalisation and bring everyone closer together, because at the moment there's a great divide between the top 8 and the bottom 8.
Yeah.
A gaping chasm, some would say, and that the whole draft system and the point system and the way that you give up and work the trades doesn't help that. Are people just going on about it, or do you think there's something
definitely.
to it?
I mean, I saw Jared Waitley talking about this the other day, and someone said, "Well, what did you think of the draft?" He said, "I hate it.
Oh, really?
He said, look, I love the stories about the young kids and where they've come from and the sort of pathway that they've had to come through to get to the AFL. But the compromise, the nature of the draft is so compromised now. How can it be that the reigning premier, back-to-back premier, is taking a pick in the top 5? They had Dan Annable, who's, would have been taken by another club had he not been linked to Brisbane in their next generation academy. They picked up 2 free agents, Draper and Oscar Allen. I mean, their team is only getting better, and they've got their young kids that are already sort of borderline superstars. I mean, Brisbane are going to be unbeatable for several years.
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
No. Well, I was going to say the AFL wants the game to grow in Queensland, right?
It's growing because in the background you've got Gold Coast, made the finals for the first time, won a final. I mean, it leaves us at the bottom of the ladder in terms of winning finals. They had 4 players, I think, in the top 15 or something. I mean, certainly 2 in the top 5 or 6.
Yeah.
They're academy players that were bid for by other clubs. So they came in and they had enough, unlike us, they had the draft capital to match those bids. They're picking up superstars. I mean, there's Zeke Uland that they've got. He would have been probably number 1 or 2 pick in an open draft. It's not like they're just picking him because he was their academy prospect. He's genuinely a fantastic player. So you've got Gold Coast, who've already got a fantastic young squad. Just now, have added 4, even better players. So where does that leave North Melbourne, West Coast and Essendon? And it's interesting, there was a photograph of the Dersma family.
Right.
So Zane, Xavier, Willem and Yasmin.
Yeah. And
the 3 boys, basically they're in the battle for the wooden spoon. Those clubs, they're sure enough, the Eagles got Dersma and they had number 1 pick and what have you. But really, for clubs like North Melbourne and Essendon to sort of claw your way back into this, it's pretty tough when the top teams are getting the sort of first dibs of the best players.
Yeah. But would they argue that's just work that they've done from previous years to keep those, picks up their sleeve?
They're doing what the system lets them do.
Yeah, okay.
But I think the system's got to change. I mean, this year there was some differences. When someone bids for your academy player, you get the right to match that bid.
Yeah, right.
In the past, it was less 20% of the actual point value of the bid. This year, it was only 10%.
Right, okay.
And that may have been the difference between us getting swayed and not getting swayed.
Yeah, okay.
So there will be further restrictions. I think over the course of the next few years, you're going to see a bit more tightening up of the rules around academy players. It cannot be like this. I think this year really hammered home just how inequitable it is. But then please don't change the father-son rules until we get Kobe Buick.
Please, just wait until after that.
Thank you.
Yes, that would be
Dylan.
appreciated. All right, let's get on to happenings down at the club. Pre-season has well and truly started.
Have you been following the Instagram and the pics?
No, I haven't this year.
Oh, they're buffed. They wheeled Sam Durham out again.
Of course they do. Was he looking like Wolverine again? Is he every sinew? Showing every
it looked like a road map of Rome with the veins running across his chest. He's looking incredible.
So the marketing department's in full swing.
They are. So it brings us to that time of year which you fondly call
peak delusion. Yes.
Are we there?
Well, no. I thought we were, because I was a little excited that Nick Martin, recovering ACL, was ahead of schedule.
Had to bring it up.
The word was he was ahead of schedule.
Yeah, he was.
From They Said Research, the highly reliable They Said Research, and then of course the news has come out in the last week that no, there was a bit of an incident.
Yeah.
A little bit of a mishap at training, and he's had to go for scans. And look,
he slipped over.
His are always innocuous.
They put the banana skin down for merit.
Yeah. But for him...
But no one told Nick Martin he slipped over.
I'm still angry about the way that he got injured in that game where it was near the boundary line.
Got flung over the boundary line,
yes, why wasn't ever... There was no fuss made about that.
I mean, if only it had been his head that got injured rather than his damn knee.
Then it would have just been
a blood splatter on
major
the fence.
Investigation. But, it was kind of just... That shouldn't have happened on the boundary line. It was just ridiculous. No. Anyway. So
shit happens.
Spilt milk under the bridge. But this
do you have word on Mark?
No, I don't have. I don't know if it's been confirmed, but I've got to tell you, I'm heartbroken.
Expect the worst.
Just so heartbroken.
So look, I think
the thought of 2026 without him at all, with just no sighting of him.
But was he going to be a valuable contributor either way in 2026? I mean, he wouldn't have been back till probably after the mid-season bye.
Yeah.
And maybe gets to play the last 10 games.
It was June or July-ish, I was hoping. That was the word on the street.
Well, look, if he is out, he's probably gone for the whole year, and he won't be back until 27. So at least if my math serves me correct.
Yeah, I know. You let me... Yep.
So, so look, that's terribly bad luck. But you know what? I mean, surely we're not going to have a repeat of last season, and we can get through with far fewer sort of casualties. And I noticed Nate Caddy's now got a recurring groin problem. Talking about it can't get as bad as last season.
What is with our forwards and their groins?
There is something going on there. But look, I think there's a lot of clickbait around Nate Caddy.
Oh, is there?
I mean, I think they're going to just soften his training loads. But, and he did have a problem with his groin post or the end of last season.
Yeah.
He missed the last 4 games of the year. Went across to Qatar.
Did he?
Hopefully not the same place Jordan Ridley went to.
Downtown Doha.
Yeah.
And
it's like going to Mexico for, bit of plastic surgery, isn't it?
Right.
Because clearly it didn't work for half our team last year.
Oh, no.
So
not for Langford, not Ridley.
That's right. They've all had the special doc over in Qatar. Have a look.
And yet they persist.
They do. Yeah, maybe try a different destination. But anyway, Dr. Death in Qatar. So the caddy's groin is going to be the most talked about pubic area in the land for the next few months.
Oh, let's hope that he can loosen that up down there.
Give it a good massage.
Yes, indeed. Work it over.
And maybe we'll have a happy ending at the end of it all. So
now, don't encourage our trolls, will you? Okay, so
wannabe comedians. Mate, we never wanted to
cabbages.
Be. Yeah.
Right?
What else is happening?
Well, first of all, a key word that's been used is swagger. And I just got to say, I mean, apart from the Nick Martin incident, that was a word used by Andrew Welsh. And I don't know. I get the feeling that it's the green shoots of swagger. Again, don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
Don't want to be susceptible to that peak delusion. But I feel like there is a bit of that with the club, with our new very high performance team that we have there, and the way we approach the draft, and our additions to the board. There was Di Pietro, who has been very well received, incredibly well respected. You've even got Ted Richards coming back into the fold. I feel like it's coming together.
You know, I pinpoint the downfall of the Essendon Football Club.
Do you?
I have.
Oh, you have.
And and you trace it back, and I think the starting point of that was the day they let Ted Richards go.
Really?
I do think that.
With 22 games under his belt. Is that what it was?
But not many games. But it was like, off you trot, don't need you. And the guy went on to become a champion, and we were craving a player of his calibre for many years. I think that's kind of like the source of the Amazon.
Right. Okay.
You know, up in the Andes.
Well, he's back. He has returned.
So he's finally come back. So that says to me that the good times are coming back too. So Teddy boy,
yes.
We are sorry we threw you out on the street.
Yeah, that wasn't nice.
Bad mistake. And,
was.
with a little luck, you can bring some of that magic back. So good luck to Ted Richards.
Yes, thank you. And welcome back to the fold.
And Solly is onto the coaching panel too. So he lasted all of 3 minutes as a board member.
Right.
Did his famous email that'll probably be like the US Constitution in years to come.
Yes.
It'll be up on the wall there, the Solomon email that brought us all together, united under one banner.
There is that feeling, there is that feeling. I think you mentioned the photo of Andrew Welsh with our new recruits.
Yeah, Welsh inserting himself in every possible photo opportunity.
Look, he is. I don't mind it. Yeah. I don't mind it. It's okay.
And we had recently, actually, another thing you may or not, maybe you saw it, I don't know, but a lovely day out at the Windy Hill. We recognised Crichton medalists of years past who never actually received the medal.
Really?
So in the past, it was a roast chook or a box of stubbies.
Right.
And they never had a medal. It was just a medal by name.
Because we couldn't afford the medal.
Well, it was just a medal by name.
Right.
You didn't actually get a medal. So of course now you do get a medal. And they had a wonderful ceremony out at Windy Hill, and a lot of the old guys that had won the Crichton in years past were awarded the medal.
Nice
and in some
touch.
cases posthumously, and their families were there to receive
nice,
the medal.
Very nice touch.
And Andrew Welsh front and centre at that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's bringing pride back to this football club.
Yes.
And
yes.
that was I watched a bit of that. It was a fantastic day for all concerned, and congratulations to the club on recognising past Crichton medalists.
Another nice touch.
They were probably handing out all of Zach's 6 medals or whatever. Here's a few spares.
Speaking of Zach, so he wasn't at the first day of training.
No.
Even though they're not expected. It's only the first to 4 year players. But, everyone made a big fuss of that. But apparently he was at a wedding. And that for 2026, I just hope that it's not a case of just every facial expression of his, every movement,
twitch.
everything that he does on the field gets overanalyzed. But
he misses the goal from 60 metres out up against the boundary
after the siren.
Right, he's on the take.
He's doing it on purpose.
He did it for Mitch.
He's doing it on purpose. No, I hope not. But I did want to ask you, if you're the club, right? Since they're handling things in a mature way going forward, the captaincy.
Yeah.
If you were pulling the strings on that, what do you think that is the best way that it plays out?
We've got to be careful here, because what we say... I'm just saying. I mean, we need to be careful.
Because I would think that you want it to come from the incumbent, I would have thought.
Okay, so you're saying Zach should read the room?
Rather than being snatched from him.
Right.
You don't want it that way.
Like
you've been a naughty boy.
Yeah.
You said the wrong thing.
You're being punished.
Off to your room.
Yeah.
Stand in the corner. All that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think in the current mood
I will not
that.
have dinner with Sam Mitchell again.
Yes.
On the blackboard 100 times.
Exactly. You don't want to go. You don't want to go that vibe.
Well, I agree. I think the best play for Zach is to sort of just hand it back and say, look, given what's transpired, I think it's probably best for the club if we take a look at the other options. And, I think it's probably good for him as well, because I don't know where the leadership role sits with him naturally and comfortably. And perhaps Zach, without the burden of that, might just be an even better footballer. So will he do that? I don't know. He's a very proud man, and he probably feels that he deserves to be the captain.
Yeah.
It's a delicate situation, but I do think in time, I can't see a world where Zach is going to remain captain of Essendon Football Club.
Well, you couldn't see a world that he could remain at the club, may I remind you. Should we insert that clip
now?
You
had to bring that up. I thought we were on the same team here. You're the guy trolling me in the comments. Oh, right. It all makes sense now. I did say that. I did, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Anyway, I'm not trying to throw that in your face.
Now, they had a barbecue over at the Al Hawley house. A beautiful looking
Saad El Hawley,
Saad El Hawley, and a lovely looking Lebanese shish tawuk and kibbeh, and it looked fantastic.
Did they do the salad as well, a fattoush?
I love a fattoush.
Oh my God!
I love a fattoush.
It's the one of the top 3 salads, I reckon.
Now,
probably top 2.
This might not come out right, but please don't have a crack at me for saying this. But I tell you, we might be serving fattoush at half time in our football change room soon.
Why, you think?
With the number of young Arab lads that we've got running around for us.
It is. It's nice.
But it'll give you a nice touch. Get out there after 3/4 time, or just put the zing in the step.
Oh, mate, because they squeeze a bit of lemon, I think,
hummus,
too.
Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Tell you what, I love a good Lebanese mixed grill.
Yes. But anyway, what a great idea. So he hosted all the players, did he?
So anyway, Saad had his I don't know, maybe it's becoming an annual thing. Beautiful barbecue over there. All the boys along like a long outdoor table, and the comments in the section. It was in a ex-Twitter post.
Right.
The first comment was, cue the where's Merritt questions.
What, could you see him?
Because you couldn't. And you had to get out a magnifier. It's like, where's Wally?
Yeah.
Where's Zachy?
See, this is what I'm talking about.
But he was there. He was.
Okay. But you don't want that to become just the whole discussion next year. My hope is that we have more important things to talk about.
Yeah, and I think after the first bounce of the first game, and what a game it's going to be against Mitchell and his Marauders, Zach will just be doing what Zach does. You can't switch it off. I mean, a guy these guys are so professional. They are competitive beasts.
There's pride.
Yeah, he's just going to go out and do his job. And I tell you, youth can be infectious. And I think with some of these young kids coming into the team, I reckon Zach might feel a little bit, recharged and excited about what's going on.
Yeah.
And if we show a little bit of form, and, I reckon the team's well poised to go up the ladder, who knows what's going to happen at the end of next year. We can hit the war chest hard and go crazy at free agency. Maybe Zach will play out his career as a very happy Essendon footballer, because we're not that far off. And I know it's easy to say that. I know it's peak delusion, but I really feel in my bones far more optimistic about where this club's going on the back of the last few months than I have for at least 10 years.
So on that note, it takes us to the next topic, because we haven't talked about the fixture, but what if you were framing a market? You know me. I like to know what the odds are. What are the odds of us landing 10th spot on the ladder, wild card entry into the final,
all the way to the big one?
No, I don't know. I'm not saying
from 10th on the ladder.
No one expects us to go to the big one.
Well, we haven't talked about this thing, have we? Wild card.
No, we haven't. Because basically it's a top 10, right? It's not a top 8 anymore, right? They're trying to dress it up as not that, but if you're a chance and you can go all the way, then it's a top 10, is it not?
Well, I feel sorry for the teams that finish 7th and 8th.
Yeah.
Could potentially be knocked out, right?
Yeah.
They've done all the hard work through the season, made it to the 8, and then you get some wannabe coming along, gets lucky on the day. They might have a couple of late injuries, and all of a sudden you're out. But having said that, anything that gives us a chance of winning a final, I'm 100% behind. And I tell you what, we might not have won a final for 21 years or whatever it is. But to be the first to win a wildcard final, cop that, Sam Mitchell. We'll take that, and that goes up on the wall at the hangar.
Let's hope.
Inaugural wildcard winners.
Let's hope. But the AFL's just getting ready for when we have 20 teams, right? And then it'll just be the top 10. And
probably.
I would have thought that's what they're getting ready for. Tassie comes in, and then who? Northern Territory?
Could be. Who knows? Who knows? That's probably true. And I think, if we did have a 20-team competition, 10 finalists is probably a reasonable. I don't know how the NFL works, but I do kind of. But they have a similar kind of wild card finals.
Oh, do they? No, I don't know.
So
don't know.
Anyway, we're quickly becoming an American franchise out here.
Yes,
but that is an interesting thing to look forward to. Can we finish 10th next year? I think absolutely we can finish 10th next year for sure. Maybe even higher.
Are you? Okay, so how much do you believe what you just said?
Oh, I absolutely believe it, and I'm look. It's on the record. You can clip this. You can bookmark
all right.
it.
You
can come back and leave comments in the future.
This year, you were eerily accurate, and I should never second guess you. You were so on the mark. I mean, I don't know. How did you know about all those injuries and the 12? Did we have 12 losses in a row or 13? How many was it? I think it was 13.
11 or 12. Yeah. I think we're on our worst losing streak. I think our worst is. 14 or 15, I can't remember. Really. But anyway, we're approaching that.
I hate to drag it up. It was a brutal year, as we all know.
Yes.
Yes. Anyway, so McGrath then probably. I mean, we're assuming so. McGrath. It may not be, but he's just got married. It feels like things are flowing for him. So
sure.
it could make sense. And everyone, as much as he has his detractors, everyone keeps referring to. Well, I certainly remember that night when he was mic'd up against the Saints. I think with the game that we almost won. And I know you don't want to make too much of it. He's on his best behaviour.
He was mic'd up.
I get it, but you can't.
He would have read from a book of quotes the previous night.
No, my point
Unto the breach, my friends, he was yelling at
So you reckon he had inspirational quotes?
We shall fight them on the beaches.
Tattooed on his inside arm.
He was just calling them out.
Yes.
So, look, I think it will be McGrath. It makes a lot of sense. He almost becomes the Mike Gatting of the AFL.
Oh, really?
If you remember Mike Gatting was an English cricketer.
I do remember.
Who was, more of a captain than a cricketer.
Right. Okay.
If that makes sense. But I think McGrath has a lot of respect amongst the younger players.
Right.
And perhaps without knowing really, but from what you see, you never really got the sense that the young kids were sort of in awe of Zachy. But they seem to really respond to Andy McGrath. So, let's see, because I think you've got to have that guy, that person who can carry this young group now that can really bond them and bring them together. And I think McGrath's definitely got that capability.
Yeah, well, let's see. Unless there's a wild card on that front and it goes to Redmond or someone else.
I can't imagine it would. If one thing that McGrath, when he was recruited as a number one draft pick, I remember everyone saying, half the reason he got the gig was his leadership qualities. So here's the time for him to fulfil that.
All right. Okay. All right. Enough said.
Yeah.
All right. So on that note, we've got a bit of news to share.
Yes, we do.
It's news. And the news is this will be the last episode of Absolutely Essendon. And... yes, I know. It's it might be a little bit of a shock. Or celebrations in the street. It could be any
the war is over.
Any range of responses, but for a number of reasons. But the main one is I'm moving interstate, which means then that us getting together in the same room is going to be very difficult next year at least, maybe after that, and we like doing it in this format for whatever it is that we do, and I'm not sure what it is. We prefer it this way. Yes, you can do it on Zoom, but we've weighed it up and decided that this will be it. So there'll be... I don't know what the response will be, but whatever it is.
Stock market will crash.
But we certainly thank absolutely everyone that has subscribed, that said, yes, I want to see more of these turkeys.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, we're an acquired taste. You have to be an Essendon supporter to begin with. You have to be willing to put up with us. You have to be willing to put up with our highly erratic upload schedule. Thank you.
Yeah, no, I think that's well said. I think we time was right, and I think the good news is that we leave the football club in a better place.
Fucking stop doing a speech
because
we've done.
We've fought the good fight, and we've been through the dark times with the rest of you guys.
Yes,
I hope that we've helped you through it. And, often we've been called the sort of therapy session for Essendon supporters because we get it off the chest as much as you guys do. So, excuse me. So I think, I think we've timed it pretty well. We've achieved what we never thought we would achieve.
Which is having more than 10 people?
subscribers.
Yeah, that is true.
I think we ended up with more than 3,000 and, that's pretty amazing, to be honest, because
we didn't...
we're rating better than the Channel 10 News at the moment. So, so thank you very much for spending time with us, getting to know us, leaving so many comments, because I've got to say there's a lot of great Essendon channels out there, but no one gets the comments that we get, the essays.
Yes,
that we get.
We do, and I'm probably most proud of the community that we've built.
Yeah.
More than anything, we have a great, smart crowd. We have, I think I've mentioned it previously, people write the essays and they make compelling arguments either way, often on the topic, and I can be sold either way. So we have appreciated that.
There's a lot of people write songs.
Yes,
about I think Sam Draper. It was.
That's right.
We've had people send us AI generated images of ourselves. Thank you for that humiliation.
Yes.
So it's been, the community has been fantastic, and I'm sure you guys will find solace in many of the other great Essendon channels out there. And as we will, as footy fans, we can now go back to doing what we love, which is watching the Bombers play.
Yes.
And maybe less harassment in the middle of the street from people we've never seen or met before.
No, don't be like that. He's, as we know, DT wagged a lot of humility school. But we appreciate it. If you ever do see us at the footy, please come up and say hello. Now, on to the hats, because we had a great response. Everyone wanting to order, and we were about to throw up the payment link before we made this had to make this decision.
Should we have taken the money and then shut the channel down?
That probably
didn't think that through.
That would have made for a great story.
Yeah, the Great Escape.
That would have seen.
We would have next turned up in the Canary Islands or somewhere.
These guys built trust over 3 years. Established a following.
Scam.
No, we would never do that. But so what we're going to do is the hats that we have made, I think there's 8 of them, we're going to give them away. So I think why don't we just choose the 8 best comments.
Judged by who?
Well, judged by us.
Okay.
I mean, what do you want to put a special panel together? You want to...
Can we get Welshie on it? Andrew Welsh?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe we'll ask.
Get Gary O'Donnell.
Maybe we'll ask. And the comments can be about anything. No. You can have a go at us if you like. Whatever you like. Maybe we'll make it the most entertaining comments. Either way.
And how do you get your cap once you've been picked by the anonymous jury?
Shall we... we'll think about that.
8. I mean, look, there would have been more, but we stopped at 8 just to do a trial print of these.
Yeah,
so these are very limited edition.
Maybe we'll do a special come and pick up your hat, and we'll meet in a cafe in Napier Street. Shall we do that?
What, risk assault? Risk kidnapping? No, thank you. Well, you can. You're welcome to.
People have handed back their machetes.
Napier Street.
We'll be
Puckle Street.
Right.
Go in the heartland.
Yes, that's what if you're going to do it.
Limit it to Toorak Village.
No one wants to go to Toorak Village. Anyway...
All right, so we're going to go for the 8 best comments, get a free cap, and we will work it out with you, we will reach out and get your email, contacts, whatever it is.
Yes.
And we'll arrange to get these caps to you, or you can come and pick them up. Either way, they're rare, they're scarce, they're wonderful. Despite the fact that we triggered a lot of lefties.
Yeah, all right, enough of that. Let it go.
But we did.
Let it go.
By the way, my politics lean hard left. I'm not having a go.
Yeah.
I'm not having a go.
Yeah.
But anyway, these caused some interesting discussions on the internet for the use of the word mega as opposed to our friends in America.
But yes, we're believers in the club, and I'm looking forward to, and I hope the day is not far away where it's not even about winning that premiership. I think all of us, we just want to be in the conversation again. Yeah. We want to be competitive again. We want to know that every game we have a chance, that we're a solid chance, not that, like many of our previews when we were doing them, the likes of, well, you can just insert most teams.
Yeah.
We just knew what was in store for us that day.
Yeah.
I hope that those days are behind us. As I said, I think we can see the green shoots. Maybe there's a couple more changes still to come to fully make that happen. I won't say in what departments, but I think that's our hope.
Yes,
that's our dream.
And therapy will no longer be required. So,
yes. That's the ultimate goal.
Yeah.
No need for therapy.
Right. Absolutely. So, guys, thanks very, very much from myself and from Smokin'. We look forward to maybe running into you in the street sometime or at the footy. But until then, thank you for your service.
Thank you indeed. Thanks for watching. Thanks for having us in your world and making us a part of your viewing habits. We totally, really appreciate it.
We are.
Thank you.
Bye.
I think that's it. It's hard to do a goodbye, isn't it?
Isn't it?
It really is.
Don't worry, I'll be cutting this in the edit.
It's so final. All right, thanks everyone.
See you, everyone.
Go Bombers.
Bye.